Bertemu kembali Scale Up Malaysia pada Selasa melancarkan program Cohort 3 yang menyasarkan syarikat scale up berpotensi tinggi. Untuk Cohort 3, Scale Up Malaysia mengumumkan mereka telah menjalin kerjasama dengan dua firma modal teroka, Quest Ventures yang berpengkalan di Singapura dan juga Indelible Ventures dari Amerika Syarikat untuk menjadi sebahagian daripada usaha memajukan syarikat terpilih. Secara kolektif, penyertaan syarikat-syarikat tersebut akan membawa Scale Up Malaysia akses kepada rakan kongsi, pelabur dan juga rangkaian lain di Asia Tenggara dan juga Amerika yang mampu mempercepatkan pertumbuhan di masa depan. Sebagai sebahagian daripada program kerjasama Cohort 3, Scale Up Malaysia yang diusahakan bersama dengan Quest Ventures dan juga Indelible Ventures, syarikat yang dipilih oleh Jawatankuasa Pelaburan akan menerima pelaburan sekurang-kurangnya $59,000 Amerika. Dan kita ingin melihat program untuk Cohort 3 dan juga apa yang menarik pelabur asing untuk melabur dalam syarikat dalam fasa pengembangan di Malaysia bersama dengan pengasas bersama Scale Up Malaysia, Aaron Sarma. Dan izinkan saya meneruskan dalam bahasa Inggeris. Aaron, Scale Up Malaysia has launched Cohort 3 and you are partnering with two other investors. This is an upgrade from Cohort 2, which saw one foreign investor from Singapore. Tell us more about Cohort 3, and as we live in a new era, what are these investors looking for?
Good morning, Rizal. Thanks for having me again. It's really interesting the times we're living in. When we started Scale Up Malaysia in 2019, we told the market that winter is coming, right? And then when we launched our second cohort last year in September, we said winter was here. But I think now we're looking at a new dawn. And so when we started talking to Quest Ventures, who invested in our second cohort, and Indelible, who was coming about for this cohort, one of the things that everybody was looking for was startups who are able to live in the new normal, right? And realizing that A, the economy has changed, there are lots of new opportunities here, and B, they've got new solutions to meet the needs of the market today. So really, we're looking for companies who are able to grow and scale in the new normal, in the new economy. And specifically, both these investors believe in the Malaysian startup ecosystem. We feel that Malaysia has a lot more to offer in the region and in the world, and our startup entrepreneurs just need the right kind of push to get them to the next stage.
But what happened to Cohort 2? Where are these companies now? And tell us about that journey for Cohort 2.
Sure, absolutely. In fact, right, I was just thinking back, the first time I was on this show was when we were talking about Cohort 2, so it's great to come back and kind of do a bit of a recap. We worked with 20 amazing companies for Cohort 2, but obviously not everybody could be invested, so we invested in 11 companies in April of this year. We brought them to 2 demo days. They met investors from all over the world, and more than half the companies are now actively fundraising. In fact, last week, a company called Homa2U raised 2.4 million ringgit. They just announced it last week. And we've got 2 or 3 other companies right now who are in the latest stages of discussions with other investors. So we're really excited that from the investor standpoint, investors are taking notice and want to come invest further in our startups. But more importantly, a lot of these guys are actually building their business. They're growing faster, revenues are increasing. Some of them are striking very, very good partnerships with corporates and with other strategic partners as well. So we're overall very excited what's happening in Cohort 2. In total, between Cohort 1 and Cohort 2, we've made 21 investments in the last 24 months. We're one of the most active investors in the region.
But when it comes to scaling up for Cohort 3, what changes will you make to the program, looking at how things are right now, how the economy is right now, and the changes in the consumer behaviors?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think that the market has changed to a point where there are new opportunities, and I look at it that way as an entrepreneur, that we need to meet the needs of the market, and if entrepreneurs can serve those needs, they can build very, very successful business. At our core, we are a coaching program that helps entrepreneurs grow their business. We have a 3-month program designed for entrepreneurs who want to get to that next stage of growth. This time, we also have brought in Magic as a government agency in a public-private sector partnership to kind of help our companies grow, and they will give our companies access to the National Technology Innovation Sandbox and the Global Market Fit program. But as you mentioned in your preamble, we're working with Quest Ventures and Indelible Ventures as our VC partners for this round. And I think this is really interesting because Quest Ventures was our partner in Cohort 2. And I guess the fact that they're coming back for more in Cohort 3 tells you that they really believe in the Malaysian ecosystem and they really want to come back for more. Indelible Ventures also is a very interesting story. It's run by an American gentleman who has been an expat in Malaysia for the last 5 years. and he was angel investing and realized that there's such a gap in the market that he has gone back to the US and created a fund just for Malaysian companies. And so they've got a fund now to invest in Malaysian startups, which is not a story you hear every day of a foreign company focusing just on Malaysia. So it's very exciting to have these partners on board. So we think we kind of created like this trifecta of, a great program plus smart capital plus the government supporting us to kind of give the startups a really good push as they get to the next stage of growth.
But did the cohort 2, did they have access to the best of the best in Singapore? Quest Ventures came from Singapore, right? And then Quest Venture now is part of your cohort 3 as well. But did they have that, the best access to what Singapore has to offer?
Actually. Yeah, so Quest Ventures actually did a couple of things with us. They actually helped with the program as well. They came in and did sessions on market access to help our companies think through how they can get to different parts of the region, be it Indonesia or Vietnam or Central Asia, as they have footprint there. We also talk about things like pricing strategy to help these companies think to how to price not just for Malaysia, but really to think of themselves as regional, if not global companies, to build companies that can go to these markets. So Quest really helped companies in looking at the different mindsets. And then when it came to demo day, Quest actually invited our companies to a global demo day to pitch in front of their investors, their LPs, as well as regional and international investors. And our companies, I must say, did really, really well at that day. So Quest really has become very much a part of the Cohort 2 infrastructure. You talk to any Cohort 2 company, you'll see that it's not just cash they're giving insights and knowledge on top of what we're doing with Scale Up Malaysia.
But tell us about the 20 companies or sectors do you have in mind for cohort 3? Do you have this already, or have you selected these companies? What is the state of these entrepreneurs right now? What are they looking for when they want to scale up?
So, first thing I want to say is that we are right now recruiting for our program. So we have applications are open a couple of weeks ago, but obviously yesterday was the official launch. At Scale Up Malaysia, we are sector agnostic. So we've got companies in our portfolio who are fintech companies, that agri-tech companies, some are marketplaces, some are software companies. Really, we've got all different stripes of companies because we believe that good entrepreneurs are good entrepreneurs regardless of the kind of business they're doing. And that's really what we look for, right? But the important thing is that the companies need to demonstrate that they've got product market fit and revenue, and that they're dedicated and passionate founders. And one thing we look for is that fire in the eyes of the entrepreneurs who come and apply for the program. So we're selecting 20 companies for this first stage of the program, where we'll do the training for 3 months with them. Some of the companies have already applied, have already met the VCs and already pitched in front of them. But slots are really running out very quickly. So if those who are out there who are looking to apply, we close next week. So please apply quickly and we'll get you in front of the investors as quickly as possible.
Tell us about the state of entrepreneurship in Malaysia right now. We still have very high cases every day, more and more businesses, but more and more businesses are allowed to open and to operate. What challenges will these 10 companies face in the next 1 year?
I think this is a fantastic question. And I think it goes to say a lot about the Malaysian entrepreneurial mindset. I've always believed, and I've said this before on your show, in fact, that Malaysians are natural entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship is very much a part of our culture, which is why there are food trucks and stalls on the side of the road where everybody is willing to sell something. It's easy for you to see a guy who's trying to sell you insurance or selling some sort of product, because Malaysians have this instinct that we can build something of ourselves if we work really hard. But of course, the market is uncertain right now, given COVID and given all the restrictions on movement. So I think companies need to be innovative, right? Find new ways to meet the market and ultimately serve them with new solutions. I'm a firm believer in the digital economy. I think the digital economy is the key. If companies can find a way to serve their customer using digital tools which don't require physical interactions, there's a huge opportunity for these kinds of companies. And we're seeing so many of these businesses innovate around this idea of connecting with their customers using digital means. But I think what's really key is that entrepreneurs need to hustle like never before. So even though the government and the programs that Scale Up out there are VCs out there looking for investment, don't take anything for granted. You need to hustle and work really hard. That is the secret to being a successful entrepreneur. And I think every entrepreneur needs to hustle.
These 20 companies, as you said earlier, will also have access to the initiatives and programs provided by Magic, My Startup Hub, NTIS and GMP. What do you hope they get from these private-public collaborations? What do you hope these entrepreneurs get from these private-public collaborations?
So I think, like, one thing I've spoken very actively about as well is the need for more private-public partnerships, right? And I think the reason is because there's some things that the government does really well, and there's some things that the private sector does very well. And one thing that the government can do is open doors to other markets. They can also help with regulatory concerns as well. And this is stuff that maybe the private sector can't do as well, but the government can. So we're really thrilled that Magic has come aboard with us this round. Magic also shares a very similar ethos with us as Scale Up Malaysia, in the fact that we need to help build the entrepreneurs, not just as companies, but as individuals, to develop that capacity within the entrepreneurs to get to that next stage of growth. Quite a number of our programs, in fact, have applied for the National Technology Innovation Sandbox. Some of them applied for the Global Market Fit program as well. So we really see that, I think having this kind of access is important to the entrepreneurs. I think ultimately, to build a successful startup, a lot needs to go right. And we believe that we've got the right mix in Cohort 3 right now. We've got private sector insight, which is what we provide. We've got foreign direct investment with the 2 VCs that are involved. And then now we've got government support. So in a way, it's like a trifecta of solutions, which we think will actually serve the ecosystem if any startup wants to apply to get their business to the next stage of growth.
On that note, we thank you very much, Aaron Sarma, for joining us this morning. Aaron Sarma adalah pengasas bersama Scale Up Malaysia membincangkan berkenaan dengan pelancaran kohort 3 dan juga apakah yang dijangkakan dapat dipelajari oleh mereka yang masuk ke dalam kohort 3 dan juga apakah pengalaman yang mereka terima daripada kohort 2. Itu tadilah Aaron Sarma daripada Scale Up Malaysia. Dan sekian Niaga Awal ini, ikuti info terkini berhubung vaksin COVID-19 di halaman Micro Interaktif di astroawalni.com sekarang, dan segala maklumat lain dalam astroawalni.com, juga aplikasi Astro Awalni. Teruskan bersama saya dan juga bersama dengan kami kerana menonton saluran berita paling dipercayai di Malaysia. Terima kasih, dan juga saya Rizal Zulkafli. Salam hormat.